Nothing could be finer than living in Carolina.
Learn more. Save money. This is the Carolina Real Estate Podcast.
Interviews with experts in building, designing, selling, and financing Carolina homes.
Learn more. Save money. This is the Carolina Real Estate Podcast.
Neighborhood and home tours. Experts who know the area.
Learn more. Save money on your next real estate transaction. This is the Carolina Real Estate Podcast.
Now, your host, Bill Macchio.
Y'all, I'm excited today to have a guest, Matt DeAntonio. He's been in the business for a very long time. He's a special person. He knows the territory. Matt, thanks for joining us here at Carolina Real Estate Podcast.
Hey, Bill, thanks for having me.
You know, before we get into the properties in Sullivan's Island, I've been so impressed by the way you've given your time back to the community that you serve, your professional life. So you were the Board of Realtors of Charleston's president for how long?
That's correct. I was president for the year of 2015. So it's been quite a while ago now, but that was the culmination of about 7 years serving on the board of directors for the Association of Realtors in Charleston, and spent the last 2 years on the board of directors for the South Carolina Association of Realtors as well, representing our Charleston region.
If I may, Matt, I'd like to touch briefly on not only a couple other things you've done, because I do want to go there, but the ethics committee. That's such a strong and important thing for what you guys do, because realtors, as I've gotten to know them, really treasure their profession and helping people. You guys kind of police yourself, right? Is that what you guys do? Sort of?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, there are other ways to police realtors and agents, but the code of ethics is what separates realtors from just your everyday real estate agent. And the code of ethics is really kind of what started my journey into volunteer leadership with the Association of Realtors.
You and I talked not too long ago. As you know, I documented Hurricane Hugo with the Hugo magazine. And as a result of that, insurance has been on top of my list for a long time. And it's changed so much over the decades since Hugo. I wanted to ask you about the time you're given towards the South Carolina insurance safe home program. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Insurance is become very problematic on the coast right now. A lot of carriers are pulled out of the market. It's gotten terribly expensive to get coverage if you can find it on the coast. One of the things that homeowners can do to mitigate their exposure to insurance premiums is to keep up with their home and their wind protection ratings. So things like a new roof, new window openings, impact rated windows and doors. And the Department of Insurance for South Carolina has a safe home committee. And I've been serving on that committee for the past 5 years. And what the Safe Home program does is it provides grants to homeowners who would like to improve the wind fortifications of their home. Actually, that program will start accepting new applicants in January, February of 2026. So it's something to look out for if you have designs of replacing your roof or your windows along the coast. Check out that program because there's money available to folks who qualify.
I got to say, man, the giving your time for these different organizations is so important to your profession. So I commend you for that. Thanks for doing it. Hey, man, let's talk about Sullivan's Island, okay? So I know that you know Isle of Palm, Sullivan's Island, Charleston, and Mount Pleasant very well. You've got 2 listings right now currently on Sullivan's Island, and I want to hear from you. What's special about that island? Everybody got their opinion on the different places, but what really makes Sullivan's Island special, in your opinion?
Sullivan's Island has a special place in my heart and in my life. I mean, as a child, I spent a lot of time coming out to Sullivan's Island. My aunt and uncle lived out here. My Uncle Avram, who helped me get started in real estate. So I would come out and visit them as a child, and we'd go to Gruber's Wishing Well for boiled peanuts and snow cones. And it was very sort of sleepy, unfussy, quintessential beach town. And a lot of people from downtown Charleston would spend their summers out there. Has grown up quite a bit in the last couple decades, but still a very special place. A lot of unique character, a lot of historic properties, a lot of history here. They've done a really good job of preserving the character and the architectural history of the island It's one of the closest places to downtown Charleston, so it's very convenient to get to and from. They've got a vibrant business community, lots of fun bars and restaurants and shops right there downtown. And then they've got an amazing elementary school right there on Front Beach. It's a beautiful facility. It's well funded through the Friends of SIES.
Can you explain what the Friends of SIES is?
As best as I can, Bill. It's like an endowment fund. There's a board that raises money each year. It's parents, parent-led, parent-driven, and they raise money to provide programs to the students there that aren't in the budget from Charleston County School District. Things like a wet lab that they have, arts programs, language programs. And so the parents, they do fundraisers.
Isn't it oceanfront? Is that property?
It is. Yeah. So the kids get to do, beach recess a couple times a year if they're well behaved. They do some science classes and nature classes out there on the boardwalk. So they do a good job of incorporating their location into their lesson plans.
When Drew and I lived on Isle of Palms, he would go to school there, and it's a special place. It really is a special place.
Right.
Thanks for that. Thanks for telling us, man. Some of that I didn't even know, and I've been knowing you a long time.
Island Vibes is awesome, and I love that it's a different perspective on the island, and the quality of the paper is super. Thank you.
And positive. Thank you very much.
Hi, I love the Island Vibes in paper. I love the quality, the positive vibes, and the positive stories. So thank you very much for bringing it to the island.
If you want to know what's going on the island, know what the restaurant specials are, know what our politicians are doing, and have a general good idea of all the fun we have out here, pick up the Island Vibe. You'll get the vibe.
Island Vibes is a deal.
You're watching the Carolina Real Estate Podcast.
Let's talk about these listings you have. And let's start with on Sullivan's Island, 904 Middle Street. Mm-hmm. That's one of your listings, right?
It is, yeah.
I believe that you could list 1,000 or 100 homes, however, and there's always something special about that home that you like, that the realtor that lists it, I know, feels special about that home because there's one or two things. Like when I publish the magazine, there's always an article or two in there that I bring close to my heart because I like it so much. So when it comes to 904 Middle, what's special about that listing for you?
The thing that strikes me most about that house is the location. That western end of Sullivan's Island is very quiet. It's absolutely gorgeous down there. Some of the neighboring homes are like nothing you've ever seen before. And this particular lot is situated such that you look out your windows of your living room or your bedroom, and you are looking straight up the Intracoastal Waterway. I mean, it's nothing but water straight out of your windows. And the Ben Sawyer Bridge is in the distance. You really don't have a neighbor in front of you, so that view is preserved for perpetuity. You don't really have a neighbor beside you. From that spot on the island, you can go up to the rooftop, and really you've got 360-degree views of the entire island and then across the Charleston Harbor. So you can see the Battery downtown. You can see St. Michael's Steeple. You look out towards the harbor. There's Fort Sumter in the harbor. Keep turning, and then you've got the Stella Maris on Sullivan's Island. And so it really is just 360-degree views out there with a lot of architectural interest and historical interest, no matter which way you look.
The house itself, when you walk inside the house, what are some of the elements that or rooms, if you would, are the architecture of it that is kind of special? The location is obviously special. Mm-hmm. Not only that it's on Sullivan's Island, but it's in the heart of Sullivan's Island, really.
Yeah, so these owners, when they bought it, they did a significant renovation of the interior of the home. And so even though the home was built, it's not that old. It's a 2005 construction home, but then it was fully remodeled on the interior just a couple years ago. So it's very tastefully done. The selections that they made with their trim work and their cabinetry and their fixtures could last for decades and not really go out of style because they were just well selected, well curated items. Lots of great natural light with these big voluminous living room, dining room, kitchen space. It's really designed for, being able to kind of hang out. There's all these little like pockets of the house where, you've got the great room where if you were having a party, that's where everyone would be. But let's say you've got kids over, and so there's a living room downstairs where the kids can hang out while the adults are upstairs. Or if you're having a pool party, there's a whole patio down by the pool for people to be hanging out in. So there's all these little like gathering spaces throughout the house that make it fun to kind of explore and imagine how you would use those spaces. There's also a nice little office that if you work from home, great little office nook in there with these pocket doors that kind of enclose you in. So if you need to do calls like this, it's perfect for that.
It gets down to the location. And then from there, it comes up with the architectural value that you're talking about. But the location's outstanding as well, correct?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sullivan's Island, the pricing over there is such that this could be a $10 million home with the views and the square footage that you get, and it's priced well below that. So it's a really excellent value for someone who appreciates the views, likes to boat, because you get a boat landing right outside your driveway. It's basically like your own private boat landing. It is a private boat landing. People get to use it through membership. And so if you want to take advantage of that, you can literally back your boat out of your yard and right down the landing, and then you're in the water fishing within a few minutes.
You're fortunate enough to have another listing on Sullivan's Island, and it's very affordable, and it's I think it's a unique piece of property too, and it's about location. To tell us about that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's kind of the other end of the spectrum. You're talking about 409 Station 22 and a half.
Yes.
With Station 22 and a half, for folks who don't know, that is the main causeway coming onto Sullivan's Island. So you come down over the Ben Sawyer swing bridge onto Sullivan's Island, and this is a little historic cottage right there on your right. That home is unique. It's one of the lowest priced homes on the island. I think the last lot sale over there was like $1.8 million, and that's about what we're asking in that range for this home. It is a fun project or lock and leave property for someone. It's been a rental, so it's pretty Spartan as it sits, but it's got a lot of historic character. And my vision for this home is someone who wants to enjoy the beach, enjoy the restaurants and the Sullivan Island lifestyle. They can come into town, crash there, have a fun long weekend, lock the door and leave, and maybe
you can easily walk to the restaurants and bars on the island.
Oh yeah, yes. I mean, literally steps away from Dunleavy's or Home Team or Pose or any of those places.
It's funny you use the word cottage. It is a cottage, but it's also warm and friendly.
Yeah, it's got a lot of nice historical features like the beadboard paneling on the walls, the screen porch that runs the entire width of the front of the home, antique heart pine floors. It's got an old brick chimney in the center of the house, which, was used to warm the house back before everybody had central heating and air. And it's got nice parking off to the side and a nice private backyard as well.
Thanks for being on the podcast, man.
Sure.
But
thanks for having me.
Thanks for telling us about the listings you have over there. I mean, as a host, I just want to say thanks for everything you do. I have a lot of friends that are realtors, and I really respect your industry, and I respect when people give back to their industry. I respect and appreciate what you've done for my friends in the industry in general.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and likewise, Bill, I appreciate the hustle that you put forward and all of your media that you're putting out there. Island Vibes has turned into a great asset to the community. You've done a great job with that, and all of your other magazines as well.
Matt, thanks again for being on Carolina Real Estate Podcast. I personally think that boat slips, they kind of fly under the radar a little bit. And in some cases, I've seen where boat slips, I don't know about recent years, so this is past, boat slips equity has been faster in some areas than real estate. So in the near future, we will, first quarter of 2026, is that okay to say that? Is that good with you, Matt?
Yeah, let's do it.
First quarter of 2026, look at our podcast we're going to do on owning and being wise about buying boat slips. Thanks again for being with us, okay, Matt?
Thanks, Bill. Enjoyed my time with you. Have me back anytime.
You've been listening to or watching the Carolina Real Estate Podcast with Bill Macchio. Want to know more?